Hi boys and girls, and welcome to Being a Writer. We are November 17, 2020, and today boys and girls we're going to be working on regular and irregular plural nouns. Yesterday we did singular nouns. Today we're going to focus on working on plural nouns. So I'm excited for this because plural nouns is very unique, and let me show you the anchor charts that we went over yesterday so that you can see how pronouns can be very unique. So we know that a noun is a person, place, or thing. We know that nouns can be singular or plural. When they're singular, that means that there's only one, and then when they're plural, that means that there are more than one. Now, plural nouns can be regular or irregular. What do you mean, Miss Salvador? So when they're irregular, that means that you just add an S at the end. How awesome is that? But when it's an irregular, that completely changed the word's spelling, and you don't add an S. It just completely changes. So if you look closely to these examples that they provide here, is one cat, two cats. But then if you look at this one mouse, two mice. So that is how a plural noun can be an irregular plural noun, because the word is completely changed. So let's see if we can identify some plural nouns, some irregular and regular pronouns throughout today's lesson. So first we're going to practice by looking at some it's like a little painting, and we're going to identify all the different nouns that we see here. So let me get my pencil out so that we can identify that. Yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, so right here we can identify the first one, and we know that it's a bear. Oh, it did not type for me. Let me try again. And it's a bear. Oh, it's not working, so let me change it up to a freehand, and this is a bear. Bear with me, please. Then we can look at another one, another noun or another thing that we can find here. This is a mouse, and I know that this is probably going to be one of our irregular pronouns when we continue working on them. Here, man, woman, right? We also have a bench. So this is all different things that are considered nouns. We have the sheep right here. And then we have another man here, right? He seems to be waving at something, I don't know. And we have a tree. So I'm just gonna write one tree because this is super hard. My respects for you guys that do pure deck, but I wanted to type, but I guess I can't. And then we have a butterfly. And I want you to look at these nouns, boys and girls, because this is where we're going to identify if it's a regular or an irregular noun when it becomes plural. That means that it becomes more than one. So I want you to look at the word bench. The word bench ends with the CH. When that happens, boys and girls, and it ends with the CH, or an SH, or an X, or an SS, or even if it ends with an S, you will more likely enter ES to make it a plural noun. Okay? Listen to that carefully. If the noun has an S, an SS, an H, SH, and CH, you add an ES. If it ends with anything else, then you just add an S. Now, if it ends with a Y, when it ends with the Y changes to I. And then you add I, E, S. Okay, so it's kind of tricky. You guys probably already do it without even thinking about it, right? Because you have practiced a lot with this. So you guys probably just do it without even noticing that you're changing that to purl and that it's being changed. So now let me go into this thing doesn't let me. Okay, right there. So now we're going to go into the next slide, and then the next slide, that's when we're going to make all the singular nouns that we identify right now. We're going to make them purl, and we're going to see how it changes when you add that S, or it changes when you just simply have a Y at the end, or if it's an irregular noun. Okay, so let me lower this a little bit and let me see if it lets me type, because I rather type than do anything else. So right there. So tree, how can tree change into purl? What can you do? Yes, you add just the S. So this one is considered a regular noun. Now I want you to know this, boys and girls. Even though these words, or the words that we're going to identify as irregular, are spelled different, there is no actual rule that tells us how to spell the purl forms. We just have to learn them, and we remember them, as we are learning that. So now we're going to go to the next one. And this one's bears. So how can we do it? Just regular, right? It's a regular noun. The next one, bench, benches, right? We know that that's how they would do this, and because it ends with a CH, we add that ES at the end. Now look at this one. This is the one I was telling you that if it ends with the Y, what happens? So if it ends with the Y, you just butterfly, you change the Y to an I and you add ES. So that is how that would work. Then man, this one is considered an irregular noun, boys and girls, and it changes to men. And you change it to E. It's spelled similar, but it changes the E. You don't add mans at the end. No, you add men. And if that happens with the man, that happens with the woman as well. So you will put woman. Okay. You change the A to an E. And this is the one that we have seen and we saw since the beginning, the mouse. It is an irregular pronoun that becomes mice. And boys and girls, this is also an irregular noun when it's cheap and you are looking at a whole bunch of different, like a community of sheep. It stays the same. You do not add an S. You do not put ES at the end. It stays the same. So this one is also considered an irregular noun. It's just like I said, there's no actual rule for irregular nouns. We just have to learn and remember them. And every time that we do that, it's just I guess that knowledge that we gain throughout the years. I also want to tell you, boys and girls, that like the last one, it's spelled the same, even though it's one sheep and then two sheep. It's the same, right? So the next thing that you guys are going to do, I'm going to explain your independent work that you're going to do in Pear Deck. So let me take this off so I can go to the next one. So in Pear Deck, you're going to be working on your own, and this one you will just have 4 sentences that you're going to use, and they're actually underlining that singular noun, and you have to write it in the plural noun. Okay, it's a very simple assignment. It's just 4 sentences that they already have identified the singular noun for you, and all you will have to do is write that plural noun, even if it's regular or irregular noun. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful independent work time completing this awesome slide. It will be just like yesterday. You will click on the link and you will work on it. And let's see what other nouns we're going to learn about tomorrow, because I'm excited. And then on Thursday we will use all this knowledge that we gain about nouns and write it in our own piece of writing. So tomorrow we will do another skills practice pair deck, and then on Thursday we will have our writing time. So have a wonderful Tuesday, boys and girls, and don't forget, you must complete your pair deck for being a writer. Bye.